Okay, Veronica wants to quit, so I better do this other thing about return to sender. Where was it at? There it is. Yeah, we've got 2 more upgrades. Let's finish that before we part ways with Veronica. Yeah, and they're both out here. This one seems closer. Ranger station, okay.
I've heard that Securitrons are nastier than ever.
Ah, I see the tower up there.
Uh-oh.
That can't be good. It's not good. That didn't take long. Those things killed me early in Good Springs. All right, so after finally realizing I was, taking the wrong approach, trying to get to this ranger station, I kept trying to come from the east, and I was encountering all sorts of creatures, and I went through a lot of stim packs and anti-venom things, and I did get some armor and some ammo out of it, but it was like a slog. And then I realized, oh, there's a road. So I just went north, came up this way, found this follower's safe house on the way, but yeah, I just followed this road that's been there the whole time. Oh my goodness. That is why I am such a noob. Here we go. Hey,
Morning.
Hello, Ranger Kudlow.
This area isn't safe for civilians. You don't want to get caught by the Great Khans.
What do you know about the Great Khans?
Tough, independent, and as ruthless as they come. They're holed up in Red Rock Canyon, and it's this station's job to keep an eye on them.
Okay, so what are you doing out here, other than what you just told me?
Keeping watch on the Great Khans, mostly. They usually stick around Red Rock Canyon, but at least one large group left recently. We called it in, but haven't heard anything about any Great Khan incidents. Whatever they're doing, they're keeping a low profile.
All right, nice to meet you, Ranger Kudlow.
Be careful out there. Hello.
Ranger Station Foxtrot. Who's your comm officer?
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
Comm officer Link.
You're here for the money. I told the Emeritus I was good for it. I just need more time.
No. I'm here because of your debt. Pay me? No. I brought updated radio security codes from Camp Forlorn Hope.
Oh, well, yeah. I can do that. Thanks.
So what happened between you and the Emeritus?
I talked to the cashier at Gamora into forwarding me some chips. I was convinced I was due for a hot streak. It, didn't go so well. The Emeritus were nice and said they'd give me some time to pay them back. They also said if they had to talk to me about my debt again, they wouldn't be nice the next time.
I thought NCR Rangers were supposed to be tough and fearless.
I don't want to talk about it.
Someone else, if you don't tell me, someone else will. I'd rather hear your version.
We were on patrol near the dam when a Legion raiding party jumped us. Didn't even have time to radio it in. I was hit in the head with a machete and knocked out. Didn't kill me, though some nights I wish it had. When I woke up, my nerve was gone. The rest of my squad was crucified, butchered, mutilated. I don't know how they missed me. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they knew they'd broken me. I gambled and drank a lot after that. Got into trouble. But the Rangers gave me a second chance instead of kicking me out. So here I am.
Interesting. Let's move on to something else.
Yeah.
So what do you do here?
I operate the radio and call it in if we see any great cons moving out in large groups from Red Rock Canyon.
All right.
Watch out for great cons.
Oh, I can sleep here? Thank you. What I know, I keep to myself.
Patrolling the
Careless
Mojave
talk
almost makes
costs
you wish for a
lives.
nuclear winter.
Steal lad's life. Take, duck, and cover. Okay, they give me one. Thank you. Permanent explosives +3. Cool. All right. One more left. Oh, what is that? Oh, Red Rock Canyon. Let's finish this. Let's go to Raoul's shack. Where's the road? Straight ahead. Yeah, it was time I got some new armor, and I did get it after fighting a bunch of mutated giant bees. I don't remember what they're called. There's something on the mountain in the distance. Bitter Springs. Oh, this is where something went down. Lake Mead. Yeah, this is what that one NCR guy was talking about. Keep out. Why?
Hello.
Hey, Comm Officer Tilden.
If you're here to sell something, we don't want any.
Sergeant Reyes sent me here. I've got security updates for your radio.
No problem. Hey, do me a favor when you get back to Reyes and tell her that we don't need any more damn ammo. Wouldn't mind more water, though.
So why don't you use your radio to fix your supply situation? Completed. Upgrade Ranger Station Bravo. Completed. Deliver the radio security upgrades to each of the ranger stations. Return to Sergeant Reyes and let her know. Yeah, so why don't you use your radio to fix your supply situation?
You think I haven't tried? Every time I do, Camp Golf acknowledges the situation. And soon after that, more ammo.
So how are your water supplies?
We're not gonna die of thirst anytime soon, but I'd rather have too much than not enough.
Since you have some extra, could I have some of that ammo?
It's not my call to make. You'd have to clear it with Ranger Erickson. All right?
So what do you do out here?
This is the frontier of NCR territory, and we're the first line of defense. You won't find much in the way of civilization east of here. South of here is Camp Guardian, but they've been having radio trouble, so they've been silent for a while now.
What was that about surplus ammo?
We keep getting deliveries of ammunition for some reason. I don't mind target practice, but there isn't all that much to shoot at out here.
Maybe shooting those bees that were killing me on the way out here?
All right. Careful out there.
Hey, Ranger Erickson.
What brings you to Ranger Station Bravo?
Tilgen mentioned you had surplus ammo. Mind if I have some?
You're not stationed here, but your rep with the NCR speaks for itself. It's mostly rifle rounds, but I'll throw in a few boxes of pistol ammo. I really shouldn't be doing this for you, but there's no way we're going to use all of this or be able to carry it with us.
So what do you do out here?
We're here to make sure the Legion doesn't try to sneak around Lake Mead and come at NCR from another direction.
All right.
Yep.
All right, let's go back and talk to Sergeant Reyes and finish off this quest that's been hanging on for a long time. All right. Oh, Camp Forlorn Hope. Here we go. I think I have Legion ears that I can turn in while I'm here. Who's that? A heavy trooper? Hey, Sergeant Reyes.
Welcome back.
All of the ranger stations have been given the new security codes.
Glad to hear it. I'll switch over all radio broadcasts to the new encrypted channels. This ought to help us stay a step ahead of any spies. Before you go, I've got another job available.
What else did you need me to do?
We've received some disturbing reports from some of the ranger stations. Heavy casualties at Alpha, super mutant legionaries at Delta. The weirdest one has to be the Great Khans and their trained death claws at Foxtrot. These reports can't be accurate, can they? I know you've already been out there, but could you do me a solid and confirm these reports with the Rangers who sent them in?
Have you heard anything unusual about any of the other ranger stations?
Nothing is severe. Charlie seems to be getting a lot of extra medical supplies for some reason, while Bravo hasn't requested a resupply in a while. Echo has been reporting heavy Legion activity down on their end, but that's about it.
All right.
Thank you, and good luck. Bye.
Eddie has returned to Prim. Deathclaw attacks on Ranger Station Foxtrot. Eddie's upgrades are complete. Let's go pick up Eddie. It's been a while since I've been here. Hey, Eddie.
More news for you. A package courier.
Okay, Eddie's back on the team. I need to find a place where I can sleep. Sergeant Reyes wants us to go back to the ranger stations that we just came from. Not all 6 of them, just 3 of them. Apparently she's gotten some reports of some strange goings on and she wants us to investigate, so let's go. Return to sender, investigate Ranger Station Foxtrot, Delta, and Alpha. Okay, let's go back to Foxtrot. We were just there. Okay, people are still here. They're alive. So the message must be hacked. But it's a false lead. Who is this? Oh, this is Kudrow, yeah.
Yeah?
I need to confirm your report about great cons with trained death claws.
You must be mistaken. I haven't filed any report like that. Trained death claws? I would have remembered that. If someone is saying I filed that report, that's a load of crap. I won't have my name attached to a clerical error.
Link told me your story.
Yeah, it's a damn shame. There was a lot of talk about expelling her from the Rangers, especially once the gambling and drinking started. Being posted here is her second and last chance, and so far, I'm not impressed. Link's jumpy all the time, and the others are sick of it.
All right.
Be careful out there.
Okay, so are we gonna go on a wild goose chase? Okay, what's next? Ranger Station Alpha.
Looks like we booted the Legion out of Nelson. About damn time.
Hey, Ranger Reinholm.
This is a military outpost. Why are you here?
Sergeant Reyes sent me. She's curious about the high casualties at the station.
High casualties? We've had one broken ankle, but nobody at this post has died.
Reyes' information says otherwise.
Any injury, illness, or death gets radioed to Ranger HQ at Camp Golf. Chief Hanlon and his aides compile the reports and assign reinforcements as needed. And they're not needed here.
How could Reyes have been wrong?
There are other Ranger posts around. Reyes might have mixed up the report. Reyes got the numbers wrong. Not much more to it than that.
Any interesting places around here?
Have you ever heard the story of the bomber that crashed into the lake before the war? Supposedly it's mostly intact, even after all that time.
So you're a ranger? Oh, I guess I haven't talked to you before?
For about 10 years now. Toughest training I've ever done, and was the proudest day of my life when I got my ranger badge. Did you know that the first battle at Hoover Dam was won because of the Rangers? Legion had the numbers, but we had the skill.
Cool. So what do you do here?
Ranger Station Alpha used to be the frontline outpost for NCR. When we moved on to the dam, this station has fallen into more a support role.
Oh, I need to go to the dam then, don't I?
So long.
So what's going on here? Are the security codes for the comm channels hacked already? Ranger Station Delta. Who's that? A veteran ranger. Hey, Ranger.
No sudden moves and you and I will do all right. What do you want?
You filed a report which said that Legion super mutants wiped out an NCR patrol?
No, I didn't. You might hear that kind of nonsense from a drunk trooper on the strip, but not from me. The Legion doesn't have super mutants. That patrol was wiped out by its own incompetence. A couple of the troopers were fooling around with a grenade when it went off.
Can you tell me more about the NCR Rangers?
Best of the best. That's all there is to it. Really nothing more to say than that.
So what are you doing out here?
Keeping watch on the river and looking for anyone trying to cross it. The Legion likes to send infiltration teams over on rafts.
All right.
See you around.
Okay, Sergeant Reyes. Unless she's in on it.
Mojave almost makes you wish for it.
All right, Reyes, talk.
Welcome back.
The Rangers' version of the reports they sent to the Camp Golf don't match what you received.
I knew it. Every one of the false reports was signed off by Chief Hanlon at Camp Golf. But why would the Chief manipulate the reports? I need you to take everything we found to Chief Hanlon and confront him with it. I don't want to make this public unless we have to.
All right.
Bye.
So Camp Golf is the problem. They've been infiltrated. Closer from Vault 34? No. Closer from Ranger Station Alpha. Should I sneak in here? Do I think it's compromised?
Looks like we booted the Legion out of Nelson. About damn time.
Well, those are veteran Rangers, not Legion, so... Oh, there was a door on this side. The House Resort. Is there a balcony? Oh, there is. Oh, man. Kidding me? Hey, Chief Hanlon.
Back west, you don't see too many of these. Lakes, I mean. Natural or man-made. Any kind, really. We neglected the dams or pumped all the water out a long time ago. Owens, Isabella, the San Luis. Drained the aquifers of everything they had. Just a lot of mud and dust now. It's a different feeling watching the sun come up over the water. Takes some getting used to. But if you're here long enough, it starts to seem normal. That's what a ranger's life is now, looking east. You must be the courier folks have been talking about. Word on the radio is that someone wronged you back in Good Springs. The Mojave has a way of burning decent people up. But it sounds like you've done right by the NCR. It's appreciated. Now what can I do for you?
I was gonna say, do you ever stop talking? I'm investigating some intel problems for Technical Sergeant Reyes.
Interesting that she would wrangle someone else into sorting out the problem. But I suppose you're in the right place. A lot of intel comes through here.
Do you know anything about the problems?
I don't know Technical Sergeant Reyes, but coordinating intel can be messy sometimes. Things get mixed up, people get confused. Heck, I get confused, and I've been doing this for a long time now. What he or she sees as a problem might be standard operating procedure. That's not to say Reyes is wrong for being concerned, but it's easy for the sand to get in your eyes out here.
So how do you coordinate the intel?
It's a simple system when it works. Patrol Rangers radio intel to ranger stations. Comm Rangers send the intel up the station chain until it reaches Camp Golf. Then I or one of the other Rangers on duty organize the data, evaluate it, and send information to camps or troopers in the field.
So why don't the ranger station send the intel directly to the troopers?
Comm Rangers might have an incomplete picture of the situation. There's a lot going on out there. Intel needs to be coordinated through Golf so we can verify and advise appropriately. Troopers have enough to deal with. We don't want them questioning their intel.
Can you give me any advice?
Well, the logical thing to do is to check with the patrol rangers and comm officers. Don't be too discouraged if some things don't match up. Different people see different things, and sometimes the meaning gets twisted, lost in static from person to person.
All right. Makes sense.
Shoot.
What do you know about Caesar?
The best of the best, worst of the worst. He came out of NCR, one of the followers of the apocalypse. Like a lot of the followers, he went out in the wilderness with a partner to try to help those who needed helping. Not much different from how the Rangers used to be, except with books and medicine instead of guns.
So where did he go?
Out to the Grand Canyon. He met a missionary from Utah, a man by the name of Joshua Graham. Graham helped translate for the followers and the tribes. All three of them got nabbed by the Blackfoots down there, back when they were still at war with every other tribe in the Southwest.
So are the Blackfoots part of the Legion?
Yes and no. The Blackfoots don't exist anymore, just like any other tribe that gets swallowed by the Legion. Caesar takes the tribal out of the tribe. Scrapes and burns off tattoos, breaks up families, forces mixed breeding so all the old loyalties die away. The only tribe in the Legion is the Legion. Caesar is the chief, father, and god, all rolled into one.
So how did a follower wind up becoming Caesar?
Somewhere along the way, he realized he needed to educate the Blackfoots or they were going to get wiped out with the rest of the tribe. Showed them how to use guns, how to make explosives. Once he taught the Blackfoots a thing or two, they needed him. And he no longer needed the followers, NCR, or anyone else. He decided he could remake the tribes of the Southwest whether they wanted it or not. He became Caesar, and Joshua Graham became his legate, his right hand. And that's where Graham stayed until Hoover Dam.
So what happened to Graham after Hoover Dam?
Losing the dam was the worst defeat the Legion ever suffered. Graham had been with Caesar since the beginning, but he had to set an example. The Praetorians covered Graham in pitch, lit him on fire, and down into the Grand Canyon he went.
So that was the end of Graham?
It's not that clear-cut. You have to understand, Graham was the toughest son of a gun anyone around these parts had ever seen. Before Hoover, we had 5 kill reports on Graham from Rangers and 1st Recon sharpshooters who tried to take him out. Some folks think he's still alive. Call him the Burned Man.
Oh, sounds like somebody I need to find.
Shoot.
Tell me about yourself.
Folks around here call me the Chief, but Hanlon's just fine. The Rangers run themselves pretty well, but I try to lend a hand. Mostly administrative work, helping coordinate intel on the radio. That and keeping an eye on the fires growing across the water.
Fires?
Legion fires. They burn high wherever the Legion goes. Caesar's a hard man to figure out, but he always wants you to know when more troops are at your front door. Shoot.
So how was the NCR doing?
Mojave Outpost sent word through the stations. The Rangers coming up from Baja moved through Dayglow a week ago. Some of the patrol rangers have reported that Oliver's power armor heavy troopers are starting to reinforce the front lines. I wish they got here a bit earlier, but that's the Senate for you.
So tell me about these heavy troopers.
They have the best equipment the NCR can get its hands on. Power armor salvaged from our war with the Brotherhood. Techs strip out the joint servos so you don't need special training to wear it. It feels like you're carrying a Brahmin on your back, but it can take a heck of a lot of punishment.
So what do the new Rangers mean for the NCR?
The Baja Rangers can do more advanced night scouting and sharpshooting to assist the troopers. Ranger combat helmets are old pre-war gear. They have built-in low-light optics. Makes a big difference. Shoot.
So what's the Legion been up to?
Word is that the Legion's old-timers have shown up. Caesar's veterans from the Red Okie Centuria and what was the Painted Rock tribe. They're the best of the best and the baddest of the bad. Short of a Centurion or Praetorian, they don't come any tougher. You come across a pack of them, weigh your options carefully.
So what makes the veterans so tough?
Take a regular legionary and age him 10 years. Whatever they lose to age, they make up for with experience. Life expectancy isn't long in the Legion. You live 10 years in Caesar's army, you're a force to be reckoned with.
Tell me about the Centurions.
There's no real equivalent to them in the NCR. Centurions are battle-born elite officers who earn their rank with blood and sweat. They wear special outfits, too, pieced together from the armor of all their defeated enemies. Good commanders, tough opponents.
So who are the Praetorians?
Caesar's elite guard. They travel with him wherever he goes. A bit of insurance in case any of his guests get funny ideas. They aren't the toughest legionaries, but they're the most devoted to Caesar. They believe in everything the Legion stands for. Shoot.
So tell me about the Rangers.
I could tell you a lot if you had the time, but at my age, I'm not sure which of us would get tired first. What do you want to know?
So how long have you been in the Rangers?
Oh, well, I guess it must be coming up on 40 years or so. Back before Elise was chief, anyway. It was a heck of a lot harder then. Weren't as many of us to go around, but I think it was a lot easier to tell the good guys from the bad.
So what do the Rangers do?
Well, there's what we're supposed to be doing and what we're actually doing. There's a big gap between those two things, about as wide as that lake out there.
So what are you actually doing? Okay, what are you supposed to be doing?
To protect against all forms of tyranny. As simple as that. 30, 40 years ago, the wasteland was full of despots. Slavers, raiders, tough-talking hoodlums with gangs who'd like to kick around towns. Back then, the NCR military was still young. Couldn't cover much ground. It took groups like ours to tip the balance back to the good guys.
So what are you actually doing?
Sitting on the shore of Lake Mead, looking east. Listening to a radio. Trying to not get too many people killed. I'm too old to be slapping leather, but I had hoped for something else. More than this, anyway.
So why are the Rangers here?
There's a lot of answers to that question, but it started with the Ranger Unification Treaty. We weren't always the only show in town. Nevada had its own posse, the Desert Rangers. They fought Caesar even farther east, out in Arizona. Years back, we met with the Desert Rangers at Mojave Outpost and agreed to help them against Caesar if they would join the NCR.
Huh. Have any good stories to tell?
Suppose it depends on what you think's good. Most folks want to hear about Hoover Dam and Boulder City, but it's a long story. If you want some tall tales about hunting down slavers or busting up gangs, talk to one of the younger Rangers.
Well, there must be something good the Rangers have done that you're proud of.
It's kind of a long one, but all right. About 25 years ago, a group of NCR settlers pushed way south into Baja. I guess it doesn't seem so far now if you look at a map, but back then they were out of ways. They built this little shanty town around a well in the middle of nowhere. Called it Rattletail.
All right.
Word got back to one of our stations that raiders had been attacking the place. I went out with 6 rangers. We must have been on the trail for a week before we got to Rattletail. We lost one woman to night stalkers and another almost died of dehydration. When we reached the place, it's 6 shacks set up around an old well. There's over 24 bodies lying in the dunes way outside of town and 5 men with .308 rifles crouched behind sandbags. And these bodies, these people out in the sand, they aren't raiders. Aren't even heavily armed. They're just people who were trying to get to the only well in 50 miles. I didn't have to talk to the men to see that they did not care one bit. They had planted an NCR flag over the well, and they would not budge until every last one of them was laid out dead and cold. So I walked up and told them there was a group of raiders coming, 100 strong. I made up some cockamamie name for them and everything. The men looked at each other, looked at us, and asked me what we were going to do about it. I told them we would take them back into NCR territory because we'd already lost 10 rangers on the way out. 10 rangers, 5 men with .308 rifles. Well, that was enough for them. They packed up what they could and we took them back north. Last I heard, they settled somewhere in Anza Borrego. Raised bighorners. Had some tough times, but it worked out okay for them. So there you go. That's my one bit of good.
So what happened at Hoover Dam in Boulder City?
In big battles, Caesar deploys his legionaries in waves. Recruits up front, prime soldiers behind the recruits, old guard bringing up the rear. Opponents wear themselves out dealing with the first 2 waves, if they survive that long. When the veterans step up, there's not much fight left. Caesar can adapt, though, and when required, he can run any mix of legionaries as skirmishers and still retain order in the ranks. Joshua Graham, Caesar's old legate, he wasn't so flexible. When the Legion attacked Hoover Dam, General Oliver ordered his troopers back to the middle ground just after first contact. Graham pushed all of the legionaries onto the dam, filling the east side with recruits up front and veterans in the back, by the book. But once they were in, they were stuck there. Oliver's troopers were entrenched and wouldn't give a foot. That's when we ordered the Rangers and the 1st Recon sharpshooters to start picking off veteran Legion officers from a high ridge west of the dam. That only lasted about a minute before Graham ordered the back ranks to push through to the front and rush the ridge. Caused total chaos among the younger legionaries. Oliver's troopers fell back to the side walkways and stayed out of the veterans' way. By the time the veterans got to the ridge, we were already in Boulder City. They followed us down there, but we were out before they realized what was happening. We had packed the old city with C4 and dynamite. Crude, but it did the job. Those who didn't die in the blast were in no position to mount a defense. The ones left on the dam didn't know what to do. The troopers routed them. Graham pulled the remaining legionaries back, but the battle was over. He went south, back to the Grand Canyon, back to Caesar. And that was the last we saw or heard from Joshua Graham.
I know you're the one who's been manipulating intelligence data.
Hold on. If we're gonna have this conversation, let's go somewhere more private. Don't worry, not much bite left in this old dog.
All right, Chief Hanlon.
Sorting and manipulating intelligence is what I do. It's what Rangers are supposed to do. This job isn't all gunfighting and gulping shots of whiskey. no matter what the boys and ladies out there say.
Well, that's me, but you're inventing your own intelligence reports. I've seen the logs and talked to the Rangers.
You have you? Misdirection. When you're pinned down, outnumbered, and 2 days from any help, it's just about the best friend you can have. Misdirection's what saved me all these years. It's what saved us at Hoover Dam. But it's been 5 years now, and Caesar's right across that lake. He's closer now than he ever was before. I was a young man once. I know what it's like to want to fight for your home. But this isn't it.
Aren't you fighting for the people of New Vegas?
We're fighting on their behalf, but Mr. House and the families are stringing us up inch by inch. They'll drain us dry while we fight and die over this dam. We offered them sanctuary in NCR territory before, but they won't listen. Troopers and Rangers have been dying here for more than 5 years while the families sit pretty behind that damn wall.
So how does spreading false intel help anything?
People back home don't listen. They don't care. Senators, Brahmin barons, folks who are just trying to make it from day to day. It's been so many years that people forget about it. Conscription brings in fresh troops that die here every month, like it's routine. And even if we hold this dam, what then? Are we going to send the NCR's men and women to die here for another 5 years? 10? Patrol the whole length of the Colorado for hundreds of miles? Holding this dam, it'll be the death of us.
So what does that accomplish?
Creating fear and instability among the troopers without causing harm. It's the only thing I could think of to shake things up. It took some people getting killed to realize I'd gone too far. I had to stop.
Why'd you do it?
It's never gonna end. This fight with Caesar. People back home don't know what these young men and women are in for. The Legion is the worst enemy we've ever faced. But we can't stop Caesar here. Not without getting a lot of good people killed. More than anyone cares to count up. But even if we do stop him, I don't see how we're ever going to be able to pull out.
What do you think I should do about this?
First thing that comes to mind is to turn me in. But that might not be the best play, all things considered. Even if your heart's in the right place, I reckon it might do a lot more harm than good.
What will you do if I don't turn you in?
Oliver can't stand that Rangers got credit for victory at Hoover. Whatever I recommend, he does the opposite. I said I wanted us on the ridge. He put them right on the western part of the dam itself. We don't have enough firepower to hold that spot. If the troopers fall back, and they will, the Rangers will advance to cover Oliver's retreat. We lose the dam. Oliver and the center are ruined.
What about you and the Rangers?
Rangers are volunteers. Every man and woman who signs up is willing to die for the NCR, myself included. A lot of this is my fault. It's only right that I stand with them.
That's crazy.
Maybe 50 Rangers will die on that dam. We lose over 1,000 troopers every year. Being here is crazy. Getting out's the only sane thing to do.
All right, you've convinced me your secret is safe.
I don't know if you're working for Caesar, or if desperation's made me a heck of a lot more persuasive. Either way, this is the right thing to do. Now, I trust we're done discussing this. I'm gonna step through that door and pretend like we never had this talk.
Okay, so that was the end of Return to Sender. I don't have to go talk to Sergeant Reyes?
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
Let's see if he's going back upstairs. Yep, there he is. Okay. Well, so lots going on here. Yeah, people have said this game has some of the best storylines. Yeah, I'm seeing it. It's very intricate, a lot of detail. Oh, that's the fort over there. Yeah, he can see Caesar's fort from right here. All right, well, that was Return to Sender. We found that Chief Hanlon was the one making the false intel, trying to stir things up in the NCR to get more reinforcements because he knows there's a big battle coming up with Caesar. Anyways, he did tell us about Caesar's background, and now I need to find the Burning Man, or the Burned Man. I don't know if that's going to be a quest, but I think I want to do that soon. But the first thing I want to do is get the parts back to Lorenzo to finish off the quest, something about being in the dark, so that Victoria can go home or deal with the Brotherhood, whatever she needs to do. All right, stick around. I'm going to do something in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.